Servus and hello, my name is Fireball313 and welcome back to another video of Beyond the Game. First, I want to share some personal information with you guys. Unfortunately, Corona hit me a couple of weeks ago and especially my voice and my throat was in a bad condition. So I was afraid I would not recover in time for a new episode. But I'm healing up slowly, so I apologize already in advance because my voice is not really in a perfect condition yet. So yeah, and that's actually it. And now let's talk about the games. Yeah, hey, the first game what I want to share with you guys doesn't need any kind of introduction because already on its release in the summer of 2011, it was an instant classic. The critics loved it and the fans really loved it even more. And yes, of course, I talk about Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the Wii. What can I say about this awesome game? It's a perfect 3D jump and run. Yeah, it started as actually his life as an updated version of the original Super Mario Galaxy, and internally it was called Super Mario Galaxy More. However, later the team around Shigeru Miyamoto made the decision to make a fully fleshed out sequel. And yeah, and that is then Super Mario Galaxy 2. The only flaw what you really can say about this game is it feels a little bit too familiar with his predecessor. But I must really admit, if you guys ask me for the perfect Super Mario 3D game, beside Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is, yeah, the title to go, I would say. It came out in two versions. This is the first batch, and this came with a special DVD. And soon I will show you guys this. The second batch actually was just the normal version with any kind of extra stuff. This is the German version, but this is equal to the European, at least what I know. And it says already here that it has a DVD included. So this is the front cover, looks really, really cool. I like the artwork. And this is the back. And they say here, with Mario and Yoshi, we go back into space. Yeah, and then you see some new functions of Mario and of course of Yoshi. And yeah, the control scheme and what kind of hertz you need on your television, just standard stuff in this case. So yeah, what is more interesting is what is inside, and that is what I will show you guys now. So here on the right, this is just a standard game, and this is normally what you got in the store when you just bought the normal one. And this is the extra DVD what came with this version. And I think we first look at the extra DVD in this case. And it says Super Mario 2 for beginners. And this DVD is actually a tutorial. It gives you a lot of ideas and hints how you can play the game. So, and what is really, really interesting already when you open it, it says here the disc caution, the disc cannot be played on the Wii console. Please play it on the DVD player. And of course, I think you guys just know that the Wii was not capable of playing DVDs. Some people didn't know that, and they just popped this DVD in, and they got really surprised if it didn't work. So yeah, so I understand why Nintendo gave this notification here. This is the DVD. Actually, and it is in many languages. I think in 6 languages. It is German, French, Spanish, yeah. And here is the content of the DVD. And so first it tells you the basics, how you start, how you control Mario, how you clear a stage. And then, of course, riding Yoshi's useful action and some other stuff. And then you can see the DVD goes around for 30 minutes, something like that. If you just bought back then just the standard version of Super Mario Galaxy 2, there was another way to see this content. And it says, wait, let me see where I saw it. Yes, actually, if you don't, for example, if you want to see this, you had the possibility to view this in the Nintendo channel. And it says here, you can connect your Wii console to the internet to view the content on the Nintendo channel. And then there was included even a Portuguese and a Dutch subtitle. So here's just some basic information. Actually, the same stuff what is here. And yeah, this is some information about the DVD itself. So yeah, I must really admit, if you played already the first Super Mario Galaxy, you don't need to watch this. But it's always interesting how many effort Nintendo put in their products, actually. And in this case with the DVD, they had the beginners in mind, you know, people who are really new to the series and needed to support. So yeah, really, really awesome thing of Nintendo. So, and now let's talk about the game itself. It's the front cover. It's exactly the same like with the package sleeve, so nothing special in this case. And the back looks the same also. And you open it, you see first the Wii game on the DVD, and I really like it. Looks really cool. This is the spaceship in the beginning of the game, and with this you travel through the universe, or through space in this case. So you can see Yoshi and the Toads, and here's Mario. So yeah, really awesome design on the DVD. I like it. Yeah, you get some standard Nintendo stuff actually. And first, I think we look at the catalog, what always comes with Nintendo games. And I must admit, I like the black Wii. When I see it somewhere in the wild, I can tell you guys I will buy this, really. So what do we have here? Oh yeah, Monster Hunter Tri. Yeah, I made already a video about that. It's not really my type of game. I just bought the special edition for the classic controller. But hey, there are millions of Monster Hunter fans, and they really love this game. Yeah, then we have Wii Sports Resort. Yeah, it's a nice minigame collection here. Is advertising of Super Mario Galaxy 2. What a coincidence! I just bought it. Here is Wii Fit Plus with the balance board. This is the thing what I would like to purchase also, because I'm really curious about the balance board, how this functions, and not because of the fitness stuff, just because of the accessory. Yeah, new Super Mario Bros. Wii and Classic for the Wii. Sin and Punishment, Success of the Sky. Yeah, awesome shooting up. I think I should, in the future, I think I will do a video about that. Yeah, and then Naruto Shippuden, I hope I pronounce it correctly. Yeah, not my type of game. Animal Crossing, Let's Go to the City, yeah. Mario Kart Wii, yeah, classic. And then, of course, here the black Wii. I like this one. Really, I love the design. Yeah, that's the catalog. And besides the catalog, you get the manual, and you get a small menu poster also. And first, we look at this one. You can open this like that, and then it gives you some basic information about the control scheme. So, and this is of course in German. So yeah, this is the basic controls. How you move Mario, how you spin Mario, how you spin him in the air, how you collect all these stars, and the many possibilities of jumping. And yeah, so actually, if you don't want to watch to read the manual, this gives already a really good information. And I must really admit, because already I think since PlayStation 4 we don't have any kind of manuals. I think it would be really nice, at least if we gamers get something like that in every game, you know, that you get some basic information. So yeah, that would be nice in the future, but I don't think Sony or Microsoft will do that. On the other side, you get actually the control scheme of Yoshi. and what you can do with him, and how you use him and his abilities. Yeah, and how you hatch the egg, and yeah, stuff like that. And of course, how you use Luma, the assistant of Mario. So this is really nice, I must admit. And what and just one thing about the design. This side is red. The red is of course Mario, and here on the other side it's green. So, and this of course it's because it's of Yoshi. So this is just a small thing. This is yeah, a nice nice idea, you know, because I always love awesome designs, you know, and this really fits perfectly, you know. So, and then we of course have the manual, and yeah, manual looks nice. The design is the same, like, no, it's not actually the same, it's a little bit different. All the backgrounds are gone. So yeah, and here you get in detail all this information about what you can do in the game. Yeah, very important, the Nintendo seal of quality. You can still find this in every Nintendo game. Yeah, this is the standard about the update, the Wii menu, and of course how you put the Wii remote in your hand and that you will not lose it. So this is not really so important. Here's the prologue, actually, that Princess Peach invite Mario for some cake. I think, yes, some cake. And yeah, and of course, you guys already know the story because every Mario game is always the same. So here's at least a prologue, and then of course they introduce the characters. That is the spaceship Mario. That is Lupa. This is Luma, Yoshi, and of course Mario. So, and then of course we have it about the control scheme, and this is a little bit more detailed than the poster. And then it tells you actually how you move into the galaxies and what you can do with the spaceship Mario. Here is the card of the universe, or the galaxies, sorry. And yeah, and that you can change the camera, for example. And this is actually more interesting. This is about the movement of Mario, because you have many ways to deal with your enemies. You can use your spin attack, or you just jump on them, you know, or you use your special items. So, and here they talk about the jumping abilities of Mario. It goes really in a lot of details, you know, what you can do actually, climbing and talking to people. You can duck, yeah, stuff like that, swimming, diving. And of course, wait, skating, yes, on ice. And then, of course, new power-ups. Actually, this is the Cloud Mario, this is the Rock Mario, and I think this is the Honey Mario or the Bee Mario. And Ghost Mario, yeah, Rainbow Mario, of course, everybody knows that. So in this case, nothing special. But the abilities of Yoshi is quite interesting, because he has some kind of pepper. Yes, he can change into Turbo Yoshi, and then he must swallow a pepper, and then he runs really like crazy. And that is the only flaw what I admit in the game. No, sorry, I have to say different. This is the only problem in the game. When Yoshi changes into Turbo Yoshi, then it's really hard to maneuver the character around. But this is my opinion. So sometimes you fall off of a ledge or something because Yoshi is not really responding like it should be. Yeah, of course, then you have here all the items, sorry. And then, of course, the coins and the mushrooms. And what is always nice to see, who worked on the game. You know, I really must I must really always tell this, because a lot of people really put their time into a video game, you know. And normally you just know people like Shigeru Miyamoto, who is the father of Mario. And he's the general producer. So, but there are so many people behind Shigeru Miyamoto, what you normally never know. You don't see them so often. So, and then you get this recognition actually. For example, the voice of Mario is Charles Martinet. Yeah, then you see him here. And then, of course, you see all the other people who are responsible for the game, for the music, for the effect design, character design. Really, yeah. I mean, without these people, this game would not exist, you know. So I always like if they put this in a manual, you know. So yeah, and then you can give these people credits for their awesome work. Yeah, and on the back you can put some notes if you want. Yeah, and that is actually Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the Wii. The price with the version what I have with the DVD and the package sleeve is around 45 euro. The standard version is a little bit cheaper, of course. Yeah, it's an awesome game, and yeah. And just for as a collector, this is very, very interesting. Yeah. The next game what I would like to present is a very underestimated first-person shooter what got released in fall of 2003. And this one got produced by Ubisoft and was based on a Belgian comic. And that is XIII. I have the luxury to show you 3 versions of the same game. That is the Xbox version. Then I have the PlayStation 2 and the PC release also. There was a GameCube version, but unfortunately I don't have this one. First I bought this one when it came out, and a couple of years ago I found the PlayStation 2 version somewhere on the flea market because I was really interested what is different on the console. And half year ago I bought the Xbox version also because the price for 13 is almost nothing. The PC version is actually the most expensive one, and then we talk about 20 euro. That is actually not really much. The Xbox version I paid 3 euro, and the PlayStation 2 version was 5 euro. If we talk about the storyline and the graphic design, all the versions are the same. There are minor differences when we talk about the multiplayer, but soon I talk in detail about the what is different with these versions. First, I want to tell a little bit about the storyline. Actually, in this game, you play the Agent 13, and you have amnesia. In the beginning of the game, you get found on the beach, and you try to find your identity. Very, very slowly actually, you find a conspiracy who tries to overthrow the government of the United States. Actually, the storyline is not really bad, but what was very innovative about 13 was this graphical presentation. The engine, what they used was the Unreal Engine 2, and 13 was the first-person shooter who used cel-shaded graphics for his design and even the presentation. So you have sometimes split screen where you see some other actions, for example, when you're inside a room and some enemies are closing in on you, and then you see the screen split like in a comic, and then you see how they approach when you shoot, then you see a big kaboom. So it is really like a comic, a motion comic, let's say it like that, yeah. When we talk about the difference in all these versions, it is all of them, of course, have multiplayer. The Xbox version have 4-player split screen with bot support. Of course, back then you did it via Xbox Live. I mean, if you play online. The PlayStation 2 version has only 2-player split screen with bot support also. And the PC version has bot support, of course, online support also. And that was the only version who came with the editor. So it was possible actually to create own levels based on the graphic engine. So yeah. Unfortunately, the game was a huge flop when it got released. And I think one of the main reasons was his graphical presentation. Because many people, really many gamers, believed this was a kid's game. But no, this is really a very adult game. And it's a straight first-person shooter with some parkour levels and some stealth segments. So the combination was quite interesting, let's say. And but I mean, the main draw of this game was the storyline actually, and who was behind the conspiracy, all that stuff. What is interesting about these 3 versions actually is they are, about the presentation, a little bit different. And first, I think we look at all of them piece by piece, and then we discover this together. Okay, so let's start with the Xbox version. And actually, like the PlayStation 2 version, it's the same cover. So there's nothing really different in this case. And when you turn it around, you can see already it's basically the same also. The President of the United States got killed and blah, 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 blah. And here you can already see his graphic presentation, that it's like a comic with this big kaboom. So, and here the same actually, and it says that you have 43 single player levels, 14 multiplayer levels, 15 weapons, and 8 things like chairs, bottles, and knife to kill your enemies. Yeah. So so when we open it, it looks like that, and I can take the PlayStation 2 release, and you can see already that the manual is the same, but the disc is different. And let me take this out. Oh, come on. So that's the difference about these 2 versions, at least when we talk about the disc itself. And now let's look at the manual. I mean, there's nothing going on here also. I mean, this is a standard Xbox game, so you can't expect something, I don't know, like posters or something. That was just standard back then. I bought this in Holland, I think half a year ago, something like that. And here, of course, you get what you can expect. I mean, all the information's all in the manual. Here is it about how you connect the console to the internet and how you configure everything. And yeah, and then of course here is the control scheme for the controller. This is still the Duke controller for the Xbox. This is really horrendous controller. My hands are too small. Oh, yeah, yes, too small for this motherfucker actually. To reach these 2 buttons, really, I must take my hands off, you know, from the right side of the controller, really to reach to the white and the black buttons. That is so crazy. Yeah, so, and then of course you get the introduction, it's in Dutch, about the storyline, and then of course the main protagonist, and then of course you have the menu, there you can play the storyline, and of course the option menu, nothing really spectacular. Then of course here it's about the game itself, then they tell about the head-up display and how you save the game. And here it's about the weapons, and that is actually, I mean, for a first-person shooter, quite standard. You have a throwing knife, a 9mm pistol, grenades, the Magnum shotgun, a harpoon launcher, a crossbow, the mini Uzi, the Kalashnikov, the M16 has a grenade launcher also, I like this one, the M60, the bazooka, and the sniper rifle. Because this was still an old school first-person shooter, you have medikits and you have a health bar. So there was no auto-generation, I mean, that you generate yourself when you just get behind cover or something. What was a huge draw also was this hook, actually, what you can use to climb on buildings and on mountains and stuff like that. Here is it about the multiplayer. You have deathmatch, you have sabotage, capture the flag. In this case, nothing spectacular. Yeah, that is, and then, oh, I didn't know that actually. There was, for the Nokia phone, there was a 13 also. This is quite interesting. To meet 13 Jones and the Mugoos again, download them on your mobile. Okay, that is interesting. I didn't know about that. And that is a first-person shooter also. Check the screenshots. Funny. But I think it would be a real torture to play a game, a first-person shooter, on a device like that. Now, that is really, really awesome. I didn't know that. Okay, now let's look at the PlayStation 2 version. I mean, we saw already the package is the same, the disc is different. And now let's look at the menu. By the way, and what I really liked about the PlayStation packages, it had a memory card holder, so that was always interesting. Sometimes I even used that when I went to a friend or something and I just took 1 or 2 games with me. Of course, I took them like this, and maybe I had some save games, and then I put my memory card here, and then I went with the game and the memory card to my friend, you know, so this was quite helpful. So in this case about the PlayStation 2, the manual is straightforward also. Here's about the control scheme, how you connect your PlayStation 2 to the internet. There's even a small troubleshooting guide. Yeah, then it's the control scheme. Then you have the introduction. Of course, here you have the protagonist, like the manual on the Xbox. Here's the same with the Hauptmenu. And the option menu, the play itself, the head-up display. Actually, they use the same screenshots for this menu also, and the same artwork for the weapons. I mean, there's this. I mean, it's identical. Multiplayer is identical, and here they give information about the online play. And let me see, is there? No, there's no commercial about the cell phone game, but there's about Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. There's an information, and it will be released in 2003. Yeah, was a really, really good reimagination of the original Prince of Persia. So, but the most fascinating version of 13 is actually the PC. And you can see already it's a cardboard with a little 3D thingy. And you can see, for example, this is totally flat. And this, soon I will open it, and then you can see actually it has some depth. So when we turn it around, actually it's the same stuff, the same information like the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. The only difference, of course, here's the system requirements. You needed a Pentium 3 processor with 700 megahertz. Let me see, a 32 megabyte video card. Video card. Actually, a GeForce 3 was recommended, I think. Let me see. A GeForce 3, yes. If you had a GeForce 4 TE, actually then you had the best performance. Back then, this game needed 1.2 gigabyte on your hard disk, and the internal memory must be at least 128. So, yeah. But now let's open it. And it's really important. Back then in 2003 it was still CD-ROM, no DVD. So what do you get actually is a lot of CDs and a menu. And now I can show you actually, guys, the inside of it. You can see actually there is a plastic window, and you can see here my finger. So it has this three-dimensional look actually. And I don't know why they did this just with the PC release. Maybe the release was first, or maybe they wanted to do something special. But I really like that. I mean, it's just a standard game. It's not a special edition, but they took some effort, you know, to present the game in a different manner compared with this. And I must really admit then this is a nice showpiece, I think. So, and you guys can see already the CDs. We have 4 of them actually, and they look all the same. This is the main protagonist, this is the main protagonist, this is one of the main villains, and she is an agent who will help you later. Of course, I don't want to spoil too much. So these are the CDs actually, and I like the design also. They put some effort on these CDs, you know, and I mean, when we compare it with the PlayStation 2 version, I must admit, I like this more. It has, I don't know, this is so simple, you know, and this really, I don't know. This fits more with the comic design and the style where the game is going. So, yeah. So let me put this back. And then we look at the menu. And yes, this is a Dutch version also. I bought this in 2003 when I was, because I was living back then in Holland. Then of course there is the introduction, how you install the game. Then of course the system requirements. Then of course they recommend what would be the best performance: 1 GHz processor, 256 MB memory, and yeah. And of course, for online play, you needed at least 128 kilobyte modem. So yeah. And of course, you have the main menu, the option menu, then the explanation about the game itself. And they use different images about the weapons. I think for the PlayStation and Xbox release, they use the 3D art for that. And here, they use just these screenshots of that. I mean, this looks really nice. I'm more professional than this. This really looks very, very cheap in this case. But about the items and the weapons, it's the same. The multiplayer is the same. And here they give small information about how you use the Unreal editor. And you can even download the newest version. And yeah, and share your levels with the community. And here you had the community. Technical support, guarantee, and of course some notes if you want to do. So yeah, that is this one. Let me put this back where it belongs. I must admit, I liked the game back then when it came out. I loved the graphical presentation and the storyline also. I mean, this huge conspiracy, I was not surprised about the end. But it was entertaining, you know, for 7-8 hours. And actually, I had once with my former channel, I had a long play about this version and this version, but it got deleted unfortunately. But in the future, I will do a long play with this one. Yeah, that is the original version. There came actually a remake came out in 2020, and I want to talk about this also. So, and that is 13. This is the limited edition. This time the publisher Microids released this. This game got produced by a company called Play Magic. Actually, that was their first major title what they produced, and you saw that when it came out. Soon we will talk about that. The company was actually famous. They worked with on games like Call of Duty or Crisis. They gave technical informations and audio assistance and stuff like that. So yeah, 13 was their first game. And it is a game with cel-shaded graphics also. And when this came out, this was a huge disaster. The 1.0 version was in a very, very bad condition. It has a lot of technical issues, bad audio, bad AI, broken game mechanics. That was really, yeah, this game was broken from the early beginning. And then actually it got, when the first reviews came out on the internet, people listened, of course, to that, and they didn't bought that because they didn't want to spend 50, 60, 70 euro on a broken game. Soon there will be for the PlayStation 5, there will be an enhanced version with better graphics, and they want to fix all the problems. I played this game actually, and I made a long play, and yeah, this game went really on my nerves because of all the technical problems what I had, you know. Yeah, but this is a different thing. This is the limited edition, and I must really admit, that was the only version what I saw in the store. There was no normal version. It was always the limited edition. So more or less, this is the standard edition. I don't know. So this is the front. And I want to take a nice comparison with the original one. So this is more, I mean, this graphical design is more adult than this one, I must admit. But this is at least what I think. So this is the back. And here they give information what is inside. You get a collector metal case, you get free postcards, and you get a skin pack for some weapons. That is actually really shit, I must admit. Yeah, and then of course you see some screenshots. And some information about how many memory you need, stuff like that. You have paper sleeve, that is this one, has really, really good quality. The metal case, look like that. It's very shiny, very solid. 13. And then this is the front. And that is the back. And when you open it, first I want to show the inside of it. And that looks really nice. Like in a cartoon. Pow! And no, boom, click, tap. That is stuff what you see when you use weapons and when you're in a firefight and things like that. So I must really admit that's good quality of this metal case. Then of course there's the Blu-ray. Nothing spectacular about that. And then we have some information, yeah, health issue things, not so important. Then we have the postcards. Let me first show it like that. And here you can see the weapons, you know, the shotgun, the Magnum, 9mm hand grenade, M16, the throwing knife. And here's some trophies. Oh, trophies. And when you turn it around, you get information about the main characters. This is about the weapons. It's like with the manual on the original version. And that is about the storyline. What is a missed opportunity for the special edition, they didn't include any kind of manual. That is a real shame, you know. So, and then, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, then you get the download code for the Golden Weapons pack. And then your weapons look golden. Hoo, hoo, hoo. I must really admit, to ask money for skin packs is always a thing. If they include this for free, I would say this is okay. But if you must pay money for that, just to have golden weapons or different design, this is really, yeah, shit, I think. Yeah. If I recommend 13, I mean the remake of that, yes and no. For collector's purpose, it's always interesting, you know, because it's an interesting game, and I mean, if you find this game for 5-6 euro, you can do nothing wrong about that, you know. And they patched some of the problems, they patched already out, so you can play this. But if you want to have the better experience, I would choose the 2003 version, because this is way better. And there's no technical problems. If you want to play it on a console, go always for the Xbox version, because it has higher frame rate. You have a 4-player split screen. So yeah, if this game got a release on Steam for the PC, I don't know, because I'm more a console gamer. So yeah. And the price for them actually is quite cheap. Like I said, 5 euro or 3 euro. This is really cheap one. This is the most expensive one, and I paid for this 10 euro 1 year after release. Yeah, that's about 13. Game number 3 doesn't need any kind of introduction. You guys saw it already on the thumbnail. I want to talk about the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Yeah, what can I say about this game? It is awesome in its own rights. It has a huge open world, thousands of side quests, so many things you can explore and you can do. You can really lose yourself in this game, and you can play it forever. And I love this game so much, I bought it 3 times. Now you guys can laugh at me, but I can show you soon the other versions, and then you will understand why I bought it 3 times. So, of course, when it got released in the fall of 2011, I had to buy it. And this is, the PlayStation 3 version is the worst version of all of them, because of bad frame rate and long loading times. But this even didn't stop me to play this game till, yeah. When the special edition came out, I, of course, wanted to have it on the PlayStation 4 with higher resolution, better frame rate, and, of course, a lot of content, but soon I will talk about that. And when I got my PlayStation VR, you guys can guess, actually, that it was just a matter of time that I will buy the VR version also, because I wanted to experience Skyrim from the first-person perspective, and I was not disappointed. Yeah, of course, the controls was not really perfect, but to feel, to see, to experience the game in first person was really, yeah, an awesome experience. But let's talk about the standard version, because this is not a special version or something like that, but it came with a nice goodie. And I want to show this. I think many people doesn't know about that. But first, let's look at the design of the front cover. And I must admit, it is simple, but iconic. You know, the Elder Scrolls V with the special font, and then Skyrim, then you have the symbol of the dragon. It is very iconic, very simple. I like this design even more compared to the special edition cover. So, yeah, awesome game. This is the back of it. And of course tells you a little bit about the storyline, and yeah, epic fantasy story reborn. So yeah, actually the game doesn't need any kind of introduction, you know. So when this came out, it was a huge hit, you know. So yeah, so when you open it, of course this is the normal game. On the Blu-ray, and first what I want to show is this. This is part of Skyrim. That looks really, really nice. I love always when companies do that when they just use the inside of the sleeve, you know, with some artworks, because this is translucent, you know, you can look through it. So why not use this, you know? Sometimes some companies just have, I don't know, just a white, and then they don't put any kind of pictures, so it's just a white background, and this is a real shame, you know. So wait, let's put this back. Yeah. Then, because this game is huge, I think a manual is really recommended in this case. And here you have the same design like the front cover, and this is the back. I mean, the back is nothing special. I bought this in Holland back then. And then, of course, you get, I mean, the game is really, I mean, it's really complex, you know, really in its own way. So, and yeah, and this manual actually tells you a lot, you know. I mean, when you never experienced this kind of open world game and you just step out, you know, into the world of Skyrim, you feel really lost. I had this with Oblivion back then, and actually, I really recommend everybody first, you know, to read the manual, you know, to get some basic informations, what you can do and how this game functions, you know. I mean, when we talk already about the compass here, you know, this would take ages, you know, to explain all the icons and how this things works, you know. And so, yeah. Here it's about how you level up your characters, extra abilities. Here there's your inventory, the magic system, and then of course the map and the fast travel and the diary, how you save the game, and the dialogues, and how you trade and how you buy stuff, and how you fight. And this of course depends. For example, if you're an archer, then of course you must use the bow. If you're a magician, a sorcerer, this is a different thing. If you want stealth, yeah, so you have many ways to play this game actually, you know, and to fight even. And here it tells how you lockpick, you know, how you do the alchemy stuff, and how you put spells on items and how you craft your own stuff. Like I said, in Skyrim, there's so many possibilities what you can do. You can cook, you can, yeah. And then here is a section about horses, houses, books, and things, yeah. There's many books to read, actually, when you find the library. So, but what is really nice item, what put Bethesda in the standard edition is an actually map of Skyrim. And this map is so awesome. Oh. It has a really good material. It's paper, but it has, I don't know if you can guys see that really. It has this feel that it's an old map. So, and then you get presented, that is Skyrim, the province of Skyrim actually. And yeah, and if you really feel lost, you can always use this, you know, and yeah, really cool. On the other side, unfortunately, there is nothing. It would be really awesome if they were just put some informations also, you know, some more detailed informations about villages or, I don't know, items, stuff like that. It's a little bit a missed opportunity, I think. But hey, this is the standard version and you can be already happy with something. And hey, this map is really welcome. So let me put this back. And then we move to the special edition. That's the special edition, the front of it, and is the winner of 200 Game of the Year awards. And what was a big thing for me, the expansions Dragonguard, Heartfire, and Dawnguard, Heartfired and Dragonborn are included here also, and not in a download code. All the DLCs got immediately on the Blu-ray. That's the back of it. The return of the fantasy epos, yeah, and then you see the content of the special edition. And they changed, of course, they updated the graphics, the effects, and stuff like that. And this is the inside. And again, actually, you get a map. And this is interesting because this map is a little bit different. I mean, this is a special edition, and for a special edition, you expect something more value, let's say it like that. You get a map also, but first it is smaller, and it's really compared with the other map, it's cheaper paper, really cheaper paper, you know. Doesn't feel so awesome, so epic like with the first version. And here the same actually. The back is just white. It would be really cool if they use this for some information, you know. Yeah, so this really feels very cheap, flimsy compared. Wait, let me show you guys this. Compared with that, you know. So, yeah, shame, real shame, I must admit. For the PlayStation 4 release, they didn't include a manual. The only thing what you get is this, just about the standard controls. If you want in the manual, you can get this on this address and you can download it. That's it. And they had some information about the Elder Scrolls Online. And when you, for example, they have a code here. And when you put this code in and you download the game, then you can get these outfits for free. Yeah, nothing really spectacular. The special edition, I really finished the main storyline. That took me, I don't know, 30 hours, something like that. I even don't remember. For a long time, I was really busy with the main storyline. In the first release, I got really lost. You know, I really lost by all the side quests and things like that. And yeah, so okay. Then the number 3. And that is the VR version of Skyrim. And about the content, it is, at the back it says already, you get Downguard, Heartfire and Dragonborn. It's already included on the disc also. I like that. So there is no download code that you need to download them manually or something. Yeah, and they, and this game is actually the same like the standard version, just in VR. And this is the only thing what you get with this version. There is no map included, unfortunately. There's a commercial about Doom VFR. I have this game also. It's really nice one. Comes out in 1st December 2017. Yeah, and that is the manual of Skyrim VR. And yeah, you had 2 ways to play this game with the PlayStation Move controller. And that was, yeah, really complicated, I must admit. With the PlayStation Move controller, you teleport, you know, through the locations. I don't like that. But there was a PlayStation controller support also, just with the standard controller. Then it was a little bit awkward because I'm always a wizard. The wizard has then his hands like that. With the PlayStation Move, you could move the hands separately, but here it was impossible. So the magician was always holding his hand like that. That looked really stupid. Yeah, that's the manual. The only major problem. Oh wait, this is quite funny. I bought this game in let me see, 2022, and I paid 10 euro. Actually, that was really cheap. The only big problem is with Skyrim VR. There's a lot of motion sickness. Even with all the configuration, I felt sometimes really, really sick. So I had to pause several times, you know, because I couldn't handle the movement and stuff like that. And I can even, guys, tell you, one time I was on a mountain in this version and I looked down the mountain and I was really feeling sick, really sick, you know. Yeah. Yeah, that is Skyrim. And with the last game of this video, I have the luxury again to present you guys 3 different versions of the same game. And that is Deus Ex Human Revolution, what got produced by Eidos Montreal and published by Square Enix. The release of this one was August 2011, and it came out on the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, and of course the PC. This is a prequel to the original Deus Ex, what got released in 2000. Later, they ported it to the PlayStation 2. Till now, I didn't have the time and the mood to play the console version, but in the future, I want to make a proper video and finish the main storyline. In 2002, there was a second part called Invincible War. It got released on the original Xbox and the PC. Yeah. But when we talk about the timeline, then this game is before this one. Yeah. And what is quite interesting, this is the Benelux edition. And when I bought this, I thought, wow, every country has its own version, like that you have a German version, a German edition, or a Swedish edition, French edition. No, actually, this is just an equivalent to a special edition. And with the special edition comes some extras. And on the back, you can see it, there comes an extra mission, you get a grenade launcher, you get an automatic unlocking device, you get 10,000 extra credits, a shotgun and a sniper rifle. There's a download code here and then you can unlock this and then it's available for you. Yeah, if you like cyberpunk settings, then you will love this one. This has a huge atmosphere. If you compare it to an RPG, I mean, this is an RPG also, but if you compare it with Skyrim, of course, this one, Deus Ex, loses in so many ways. The world is smaller, the possibilities are not so endless, so very limited, but it has a good storyline and a really awesome atmosphere. Yeah, so let's look at the game. And this is a really, really good example of a missed opportunity. What I showed you guys with Skyrim. You see, the inside is just white, really white. And like with Skyrim, you see, they at least put this in the inside of the package that gives them, yeah, a nicer look, I think. So, yeah, a real shame that they just leave white paper there. So, yeah, you get the Blu-ray, just standard thing. Then there is the download code for the extras, what we just talked. This is here for the membership of Square Enix, not really something extraordinary. I still have the receipt, quite interesting. Yeah, and then there is a manual. It's the front of the manual, and that's the back. Augment your experience. Don't just finish the adventure, complete it. And the official guide for your complete Deus Ex experience available now in standard and limited collector's edition. So, wow, I didn't know that there was an official guide. But the manual is really straightforward, you know. I mean, if you never played an RPG, this is really helpful. First, it introduces you to the timeline. It's the year 2027, and yeah, and then they explain a little bit about the world. Here are the controls and how you save the game. This is just standard. Then, of course, the HUD, what you need to know. Then the in-game menus. This is really straightforward. Then more about the in-game menu. Then you have the inventory, the quick inventory, then the map system. Yes, then of course it's about the combat, about the stealth. how you use cover. It has an active cover system. The first, yeah, I mean, it's a first-person shooter, but you can play it in a third person also when you are behind a wall or something. Then, of course, that was one of the main things of the game. You can hack terminals, you know, using cameras or turrets, stuff like that. If you, of course, put all your experience in that. You don't need to hack stuff, but it makes life really, really easier. Later we come back, because this is with the other versions quite important. Yeah, then of course here it's about the hacking. There's always a minigame when you hack a terminal. You must complete a minigame in a certain time, and when you succeed, then you can use this mainframe or this computer. Then the social stuff, it's about, you know, how to make relationships with people. Yeah, and then exploring the surroundings and stuff like that. So this is really, really straightforward. Oh, interesting. We have some commercials here. Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, Lord of Arcan, Final Fantasy VII, Space Invaders, Infinity Gene, and Tactical Ogre, Let Us Cling Together. Of course, you could play this on the PSP, for example, or the PlayStation 3. And there's a commercial about Hitman also. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So this is the special edition, or in this case, the Benelux edition. Now let's move to the limited edition. And yeah, this is then the best version with the most content and goodies what you can get back then. Yeah. And what immediately you guys will notice, this is a solid box. This is the front of it, and it's, I don't know if you guys can see it, it is shiny. Yes, has a glossy touch. This is the side of it. And on the back you can see what you get. Actually you get the same stuff like with the special edition. You get the shotgun, the sniper gun, the grenade launcher, you get the devices, then you get the special edition also. You get an exclusive bonus DVD. Soon I will talk about that. And you get an art book what has 40 pages. Yes. So let's open this. Oh, shit. And let's take this out. You can see this is really solid. So this is really, yeah, good quality. And here's all the content. Deus Ex Human Revolution, you can turn it around. And then here's your main protagonist. Feels really, really good. I mean, the paper, you can open it like this. And then you have an artwork also. And first, let me take this out. And then I'll show you guys the inside also, because you get some nice artworks. Yeah, looks very, very atmospheric, I think. Yeah, so then you have the Blu-ray just with the standard game. And here's the bonus DVD, actually. You can pop this in a PlayStation 3 or just a PlayStation 2 also. It works even on a PC, of course. And with that, you get a making of, some trailers, the musical score. Unfortunately, only 12 tracks. The original soundtrack has 25 tracks. And there is a motion comic also. What is the real shame? It would be nice if they would include the soundtrack on a special music CD, you know, and then the full soundtrack. But yeah, unfortunately not. So I think missed opportunity. Besides that, this is just some basic information. Besides that, you get the digital stuff, and you get your download code, of course. And here is the manual, and the manual is the same like with the special edition. The only difference is now this is the German version, because I bought this in Germany, I think 1 or 2 years ago. So nothing, you see there's even the same advertisement. So nothing really extraordinary in this case. So put this back. And let's look at the book with the artworks. So Deus Ex Human Revolution design work. And the quality of this paper is really, really good. Yes, doesn't feel too cheap. So, and then you get some basic information here. And then this is the apartment, I think, of your main protagonist. Yes, Adam Jensen's apartment. Yes, I was right. So this is the police station, I think. Yes. And here is one of the characters, what you can meet. And then there's a chapter about the environment. And if I recall, there is one of the boss fights in this one. Yes, I must really admit, I love the art design. Looks really, really awesome. And it sets really a good tone. And all these places you can just visit in the main game. And then we have a chapter about the characters. This is Adam Jensen, the main protagonist. In the beginning, he's just a normal human, and later he gets some enhancements. This happens already in the early beginning of the game. And if I recall it, this guy will almost kill him. And yeah, but I don't want to spoil too much in this case. That looks really cool also. And then you have some outfits from some police officers and mercs, things like that. And here are weapons and props. And this looks really, really cool. Nice Magnum. Really, yeah. This looks a little bit like an Uzi. And that is the grenade launcher, what you get as digital content, and this is the sniper gun. And here's some weapon props also. There's a couch, there's a chair. This is, I think, a copy machine or something. Medical logistic module. And this is a personal threat detector. Looks more like a toilet to me, I must admit. Yeah. And then you, of course, there's cars and bikes. I always love this kind of artworks, to see that. It looks really like a casket or something. These are just boxes. And funny, this is beer cases. Hefeweizen. And this looks like a toilet also, like a public toilet. Yeah, that is this booklet. Yeah, I really like that. So, and now let's move to the last version, what I have in my possession. And this one came out, I don't even know. It's not so important in this case. Later, actually, they released a director's cut. And I got the Wii U version for that. I bought this one because first there was a PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and a PC release, and they wanted to release a Wii U version also, but they wanted to use the tablet controller more, and so they made this one. Later they released this also for the PlayStation 3 and for the Xbox 360. So and they did some minor changes in this case. They improved the enemy AI, they upgraded the lighting systems and the shading systems in this case. This is one of the games what you really want, I mean, if you want to experience Deus Ex Human Revolution in its best form, then you must play it on the Wii U with the tablet controller. Especially when you do hacking and all this stuff, because then you use the tablet controller for that. Wait. And you actually can see it here. You can do your inventory management and all the things what you normally do just in the menu, you can use now on the tablet controller. And especially the hacking is really, really, really good. So this is the inside. And I don't know if you guys ever noticed this about Wii U games, because when you take the DVD and when you go to the edges actually, and you feel these edges are really smooth, really smooth. When you compare it, for example, with PlayStation 4 or 3, this is rough. This is really, really rough. And here this is so smooth. This really feels awesome. I think this is a nice touch with Wii U games. So, yeah, so membership card, not so important. This is a small menu, and this menu actually tells you, oh wait, let's do it like that, how you use the tablet controller. And I must really admit, with the tablet controller, the game is way easier, more accessible than with the normal version. But, and this is really nice of the makers, first they released this for the Wii U, and later they made the director's cut for the PlayStation 3. And if you had a PlayStation Vita, you could use the PlayStation Vita as a tablet controller. For the Xbox 360, you could use Xbox Smart Glass. So that was really nice, yeah, and that make the game more immersive. Yeah, so so if you want to have the best version of Deus Ex, Human Revolution, go always for this one. Of course, there's not all the content like in the limited edition, but the best gaming experience you get here. The value of these three is quite easy. The PlayStation 3 version or the Xbox 360 version you get for $10. The limited edition is for euro, and the director's cut is something like 15 euro. So it's not so expensive. Yeah. And that's it for today. If you guys like my content, give me a thumbs up or subscribe. See you next time, and don't forget to support your local video game stores. See you guys.